Does this thing not inflict curse onto us? We're wearing a chaos set. Come on now. Oh, there it is. Hello everybody. My name is Blade Elevator, and welcome back to Spiral Knights. We need a Gran Faust, and Briggs here is going to help us out with that. We're going to need the Sealed Sword to start things off, as it's the base weapon for both the Gran Faust and the Divine Avenger. The Sealed Sword is a weapon that we can get from Briggs for about 20 jelly tokens, which is what we can get from defeating the Royal Jelly boss. And if you've been following along, we should have more than enough to get a Sealed Sword or two from Briggs. With that out of the way, let's go and test out our new sword in the arcade. The Sealed Sword does have some interesting powers in that the charge attack can deal all sorts of status conditions. From the wiki, it looks like it can deal every single status condition except curse. Imagine if you can make a 5-star weapon that can cause random status conditions. That would be an interesting weapon to use against bosses and in lockdown. The Sealed Sword line is a bit slow compared to the brandishes, but it does deal significantly more damage. With the Sealed Sword now leveled up, let's return to the Haven and heat this thing up. Lately we've been getting double level ups whenever we don't need it. Well, that's just great. Let's give this weapon the old unequip and go get ourselves a new Faust. Great! Now with this new weapon, we can actually start cursing enemies, both with this weapon and in real life. Thankfully, there is an arena in the arcade that we can experiment on with this new weapon. The Gran Faust itself can be a very useful weapon to players because it's one of the only few weapons in game that can cause the curse status effect. But on the other hand, you run the chance of inflicting a curse status condition on yourself, if you try the charge attack at least. But it is a unique weapon to make and try out once you farm enough tokens from the Royal Jelly boss. Let's try out a charge attack and see if we can curse Big Red here without cursing ourselves. Yep, they look good with that on. The combination of damage from the sword's wings and damage caused by the curse on an aggressive enemy is great at reducing an enemy's health. Well, that was a decent test run. Let's go and heat this thing up for upgrading. With the Faust sufficiently leveled up, let's heat it up one more time and make our new Gran Faust. If we can get some attack speed increase UVs on this thing, then it can be a devastating weapon on gremlins and slimes. By the way, this should be the last of the videos of crafting shadow weapons, as we've been making quite a few shadow weapons, and since not all of them might get used later on, it'd probably be better to make about this many and calling it there. Well, we didn't get a UV from the alchemy machine. Well, there's nothing we can do about that. Right now, let's get this thing equipped and give it a test run in the arcade. The only problem with the Divine Avenger and the Gran Faust is that they can be kind of slow, even with a Swift Strike Buckler equipped for high attack speed increase. Hopefully we can inflict some of that curse status effect onto the Royal Jelly boss here. And there we go. This might not be the most ideal weapon for fighting the Royal Jelly boss, mainly due to its low attack speed, but it is kinda nice to enjoy the novelty of being able to land a curse onto this boss. Let's go and try another charge attack on this weapon. Will we get cursed this time? No, but the Royal Jelly did. That is probably the best possible outcome that you can get from using this thing. And that was another successful weapons test. The Gran Faust has been welcomed into our arsenal. Does this thing not inflict curse onto us? We're wearing a chaos set. Come on now. Oh, there it is. Now we can happily return to the haven. And that's all I have to share with you for now. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching.